Sneekylinux back. Another video for you tonight. Yeah, another one. Go. On a roll, yeah. I'm on that rolling thing. This is Raspbian X86. Okay. I use this one for a bit of a backup machine and to do stuff for school, really. When I'm doing stuff for Scratch and stuff. But I've just put it back to life just for today because I've just reseated all my GPUs and CPUs in my other machine. Bought a Palav and repainted them. I'm going to set them all down and I'll get it booted up again tonight. So I've been using this evening. And I thought, well, we'll do a video, a catch-up video on Raspbian X86. Oh, yeah. Cool. Now, originally, Raspbian was just supposed to be 32-bit. But I have found that the one I installed was actually 64-bit with lots of 32-bit stuff, okay? So there's lots and lots of stuff you can install here. And as you can see from my desktop, there is everything here you could want as a backup machine, okay? You could still do VirtualBox over here. I'll open it for you. I'm not the VirtualBox. You can still do VirtualBox. I have tested a couple of things in here. You won't want to do a really big distros, okay? There have to be light distros to do VirtualBox and record at the same time. But it's possible. We used to do it years ago. We still could now, you know? That's how we all started, remember? On really mangy old systems. I mean, when I first started, there was just single core. I didn't have a dual core. I just had a Pentium 3 4 gig. Or Pentium 4 3 gig. Got that wrong way round, didn't I? Yeah. Wrong way round. So I'm just going to go through a few things that you can get for you, okay? So on my desktop, we have the usual wastebasket and documents. Audacity, of course, for doing your audio. Clementine I've got open anyway, because I've been listening to my music. I've transferred all my music over here. And it's all synced up to my other machine, because I've got a home server, okay? So that's all nice and done. Super duper. So I can, while I'm working, I can still do other stuff. Now, as you can see, while I'm recording, I'm only recording in 30 frames a second for the simple reason, if I change to 60, it wouldn't be worth doing it. But you can still do stuff, okay? You can still do stuff. OBS, okay? I'll open OBS for you, and you can see what's going down. Works perfectly, yeah? Perfectly. At 30 frames a second. You will need to change some settings, okay? For it to work correctly and get a decent resolution so it's not a bit blurry. But it works, no problem. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, all I'm going to say. I'll open up pCenter for you. Now remember, this only got an air cooler on and I've got it in silent mode, okay? So the fan's not doing much at all. It's just humming around. And we're hitting 50 to 52 on our temperatures. Now I thought about turning it up, but it's loud enough it is really, because I've got so used to water cooling, which is a really big problem. Which makes it totally silent. And it's great. So what I might do, I might look on the old eBay or somewhere and get one of the smaller water cooling blocks to go in this machine, just to make it quieter really, and bring them temps down from this sort of era down to around about 40 as its max, which would be really good. But as you can see in pCenter, because we've got it installed here of course, it gives you lots of information, stuff you might want to do, okay, and look at and keep a check on your system. Yeah. Now of course I'm using a simple screen recorder here. Works perfectly. The resolution at the moment is better than OBS because I've not set up OBS properly. I've not had to use it on this machine, but a simple screen recorder I've used several times. So, super duper. VLC by default. Chromium is your default web browser, okay? But I've installed Firefox and Google Chrome. Yeah, work perfectly. So if I open Google Chrome up, you'll see what I mean. Bish bosh, done. I've not a tube. Okay. As you can see, my CPU is going to go whoosh over the top. Now, I've not logged into my stuff here, but as you can see, if I put me, okay, I'll just put me. And we'll quickly play one of my videos. If you're not recording, all I'm going to say is, it will work super fine. Yeah, super fine, okay? Super fine. And I hate this advert. It's terrible. Go away, go away. I don't want that. Now, you go away too. And that's another thing that happens sometimes. The screen goes up the wall, so we'll bring him down back there now. And we'll go back here. Thank you. That's a little problem I haven't got round yet. I need to sort out the compositing of the screen. So anyway, get rid of that. Another advert. I don't believe that one. Did you see that? Another advert. Okay. Back to one of mine. Thank you. Now this is in 72060. That's perfectly acceptable, isn't it? While recording. Perfectly acceptable. I ain't got a problem with that. 1080 works perfectly if you're not recording, as I said before. So, see that, Craig? Anyway, what else have I got in here for this backup machine? I'll show you. Now, all the programming stuff comes by default with Raspbian. Remember, it is Debian 9 at the end of the day, okay? It is Debian 9. But I do use it for school, doing new Scratch projects, okay? So make it nice full screen for you. I'm going to import a file that comes with it, okay? I'm not going to show you anyone because they're for school only. I'm going to load a project. So we've got Scratch Invaders. Now, what do you think that is? Yes, you want to replace that. What do you think Scratch Invaders is? It's Space Invaders that you code. It's super. Come on. There we go. As you can see, it's not as easy as it looks sometimes, especially if you're 8 years old. Okay, that's a lot to gather in, isn't it? So all the code you have to do yourself here. And yeah, it does run perfectly. So if I click the thing here, and I'll put it into full screen for you, and you can see, I'll click on E, and off you go. I'm going to shoot some stuff and miss everything and get that one, and that's enough of that. Okay, that's enough of that. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff we do in Scratch anyway, and lots of other projects too. But I do use it a lot when I'm using this machine, if I'm not using my Raspberry Pi. Okay, remember, Raspbian is basically for the Raspberry Pi at the end of the day. This is just a port to x86, and it works perfectly. And if you're used to the Pi stuff and you've got an old machine or an old laptop that you want to bring back to life, this is an ideal thing for it, really. At the end of the day. Okay, as I've said before, Clementine here. OpenShot works perfectly for doing your music videos or audio videos or video videos and video videos and more videos. It does the job. Yes, bearing in mind when you are transcoding, it's going to take an awful lot longer on an older machine. But you can get there. You can do it. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. I've installed Mixxx. Okay, works alright. I just have not put it on yet. So there we go. What else we got here for you? Oh, Discord I installed. Sometimes Sneaky Boy plays some net games and they use Discord to do it. Mumble I use anyway. Okay, you get Python games by default, as you should know. Accessories, it's all to use usual stuff here. I was going to put Etcher on, but I've got an SD card copy here, so I don't need Etcher. It's all done for me. Alright, so the ISO comes in quite large, but even if it's only a one-time download, and then you do the usual. So you go to Terminal. So if you do apt update, will it run through? Oh, bear it in mind, you're as a single user here. It's not a multi-user system, so you need to set that up. So I'm all up to date, so I don't need to update it. So if we go down here, hang on a second, guys, and we go to Preferences, and we go to the Raspberry Pi configuration. It's not like it used to be. When you first install this, change the password and change the host name. I've kept this here because I don't do anything serious on it, really, to be honest with you. That's the sort of thing you need to do. So that's okay there, no problem. You get the full LibreOffice suite here, so that'll work perfectly. So if I click on there, bish bosh, nice. You can do all your stuff you need to do. It's perfectly usable to do basically anything, except it's going to be a little bit slower, and that's what you've got to realise. It's not really made for new machines. I can't run it on my most modern machine. It just won't even boot up for the simple reason it's that graphics card again. But everything else, on the other hand, works perfectly. Yeah, works perfectly. See, I'm tempted to get up a bit now, but hey. I'll show you the machine we're running it on. So if we go to System Tools, oh, I also installed Midnight Commander. Do you remember that, guys? Midnight Commander. Well, I'll open it in a second. Hang on. My system info. So if I go to my system here, it tells you it's 9.3, AMD 64, what type of Linux it is, GCC version, and the Exalt version. I'm not running an NVIDIA driver here for a simple reason. They're a bit of a Wally thing to do at the moment. They're just not working right in small distributions, and I don't know why. Anyway, go to CPU, you will see. It's the Q6600 on this one. I've also got a AMD one I haven't started using as well yet. I got it off of eBay. It's the Bulldozer 8 core. I picked it up really dirt cheap. Yeah, really, really cheap. So we'll get that going soon as well. So there you go. You can see that. My memory usage, not doing anything. The storage that I got here, nothing comes up there. But under hardware, tells you all about the host bridge here, your PCI, your ISA bridge, and your IDE interface. We can change this up here to see what graphics card I got. Okay. Because I've got it plugged into the VGA port. It's a GTX 750 Ti. Ideal for this sort of machine. Don't need too much. Sound card. Yeah, it's on board on this one. It does all you need it to do. Don't need nothing else. So if you want to go and try a distro, really, to put on an old x86 machine, and you're not really worried too much about it, or if you're at school and you're using the Raspberry Pi and Raspbian at school, this could be good for an old machine that Mum and Dad may have lying around, or Dad wants to put it on, or whatever. Yeah. But please do remember, it is actually for the Raspberry Pi. So for 27 quid, you've got a little microcomputer. It will run HD videos, okay? But just don't try and record, because that ain't going to work. Ain't going to work. But when you buy that Raspberry Pi, it's just not just for a PC, as for a desktop. There's so many more projects you can do with it. So that money you've got, you can do so much more. Okay, just a couple of extra SD cards. You can make robots, music servers. The list goes on, a weather sensor and stuff like that. Oh, the lists and lists are enormous. Especially what the kids are doing at the moment at school is fantastic. But I can't tell you about that. Anyway, go and give it a go. Go download it. Buy yourself a Raspberry Pi. Fantastic. Sneaky Linux out. I'll see you later. Bye bye.